And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. This is the story of a little red-haired wisp of a girl, Lotta Crabtree. San Francisco in the year 1853. The brigantine Rainbow has just arrived from New York.
Your husband asked me to meet you and your daughter, Mrs. Crabtree, and to instruct you to join him in Grass Valley.
Grass Valley?
Yes, that's a camp, a few days' journey from here, up in the High Sierra.
Just like Crabtree. He finally sends for us after a whole year. And then when we get here, he's off chasing rainbows. It'd serve him right if I turned around and went back home.
You poor old horsey. You're all hot. You'd like a nice drink of water, wouldn't you?
The Grass Valley stage leaves us 4 this afternoon. That was Edwin Booth.
The actor?
Yes.
Well, what's he doing out here?
Oh, San Francisco's full of actors. Everything from minstrels to Shakespeare.
Oh, really?
I've never seen a town so show crazy. Miners come down from the mountains with their pockets full of gold. They'll pay any price to see a good show.
Lotta? Lotta? Come along, Lotta.
Mama, he's tired.
I'm a little tired myself.
Look at the big load he has to pull. I wish he was mine.
Will you please come on? Mr. Purcell is waiting for us. We've got to be on our way.
Where to?
Grass Valley.
Is that where Papa's digging for gold?
We hope.
Bye, horsey.
In spite of her resentment over the situation and her inclination to turn around and go back home, Mary Ann beautifully took the stage with little Lotta to join her husband in Grass Valley. It was a different kind of town than she had lived in before, and not a bit to her liking. Nor were the financial prospects to her liking, when she found out John Crabtree's gold digging was nothing but talk, and she would have to do the providing.
We're wasting our time here in Grass Valley, Mary Ann.
We?
If we move on up to Rabbit Creek, you won't have to run a boarding house. I'll make the money. The gold up there lies in great pockets. Every pocket worth a fortune.
After you've located it.
I will if I get there soon enough. I might go on ahead. You could follow with Lotta. Say, where is Lotta?
Out riding with Lola Montez.
You let that child...
Why not? She can't sit around the house all day.
Well, Lola Montez is a notorious woman. An actress and a dancer.
And a very good neighbor.
I'm surprised at you, Mary Ann. Approving of such a person.
I didn't say I did. But I like her. She's been mighty nice to Lotta. She's taught her to ride.
What else has Lotta learned from her?
Nothing she shouldn't. I'm sure of that.
No, your pony is as good as ever.
Thank you.
What do we owe you?
Be glad to do it for the little girl.
Dance for him, Lotta. The Spanish dance I taught you. Clear the table. You, Spanish music, please. money, child. Gold, silver. Lotta's a natural born dancer. Never have I seen a child learn so quickly. I've gone through the steps but once, and she knows them.
You've been teaching her?
Even complicated routines. She picks up in no time at all.
Who gave you permission, Miss Montez?
I hope you will. Let me take her back to Paris with me, where she can have professional training for the stage.
Daughter of mine?
Oh, could I, Papa, please?
Never.
No. Perhaps they'll change their minds when we show them what you can do.
We're leaving Grass Valley at once for Rabbit Creek. It's a rich new strike up there.
I don't want to go. I want to stay here with Lola.
We'll see one another again sometime.
No, we won't, Lola. Never, ever. I love you, Lola. I don't want to say goodbye.
Suppose we go out and unsaddle your pony.
There, you see? That's what comes of letting her associate with an actress.
She must have made a pretty picture on that table.
I wish I'd have been there. I'd have put a stop to it.
Yes, you would.
Well, wouldn't you?
No. No, if I'd been there, I'd have picked up the money.
Once again, Marianne Crabtree and Lotta found themselves on a stagecoach headed for a new town, with Marianne's resentment of such a life steadily growing. And arrival in Rabbit Creek didn't do anything to help her resentment. For in spite of the fact that fortunes were being made every day, the gold John had promised continued to elude him. But she kept her feelings to herself, and once more turned to the only means she knew to keep a roof over her and Lotta's head.
Why don't you go and play, Lotta?
There's nobody to play with.
Well, then run to the store and do an errand for me, I need some prunes.
Which store?
Mart Taylor's.
Next to the theater?
That's right. And tell Mr. Taylor to charge it. And don't waste any time. Come right straight back.
Yes, Mama.
Little Sue Robinson, the fairy star.
A child prodigy from San Francisco. She was booked to play my theater for one night, but there was some disagreement over terms, so she's appearing instead across the street at the dance hall.
Why are you telling me this?
Because I want to put on a rival show tonight starring Lotta. Lotta's 10 times prettier than Sue Robinson, and she can dance rings around her. Will you and Mr. Crabtree let her?
Mr. Crabtree is off prospecting.
Then will you?
She has nothing to wear.
You could whip her up a costume between now and tonight.
Suppose she gets stage fright.
Oh, once let the music start up and Lotta's feet can't help dancing.
Mommy, there's a new little girl on camp and her name's Sue, and she's just my age. Could I go play with her?
No, Lotta.
But she's only going to be here one day, and it's the first time I've had anyone to play with.
Sue Robinson can't possibly be a playmate for you, Lotta.
Why not?
Because she's a rival. A professional rival.
Hurry, ladies and gentlemen, right this way. One night only, little Sue Robinson.
This way, folks, to see the wonder of the West. Lotta Crabtree. Come right on in and see the most brilliant, the most scintillating, the most beautiful young dancing star the West has to offer. Step right in, folks.
Get your money ready. Get your money ready. No waits, no delay. Step right in. Hurry.
Step right in. Won't you come in, please? See Lotta Crabtree. Come right on. That's fine.
No waits, no delays. Comfortable seats on the inside. Step right up, ladies and gentlemen.
Come right on in. Come right on in, gentlemen. That's fine, ladies. Lotta Crabtree. Lotta Crabtree, the most beautiful young dancing star of the West.
Direct from San Francisco. Get your money ready. Get your money. Hurry.
Come and see Lotta. And now for the feature of the evening, Miss Lotta Crabtree, juvenile star, who has chosen the camp of Rabbit Creek for her premiere performance in the Golden State of California.
Now remember, do it just the way Mr. Taylor told you to.
I'm scared, Mama.
Well, there's nothing to be scared of. Those folks out there are just neighbors. Now smile. That's it.
Maxwellton praise our Bonnie, where he fought the dew, and 'twas there that Annie Laurie gave me her promise true. Gave me her promise true, which ne'er forgot shall be, and for Bonnie Annie Laurie I'd lay me doon and deep.
This is more money than I ever had in my hands at one time in my life.
I never saw anything like it. She was a sensation. She'll be a sensation wherever she goes.
But to exploit my own child.
Lotta loves it. She was laughing all the time she was dancing.
She did seem to be in her element.
We'll form our own little troupe. Tour the remote camps where they never see a child. They'll take her to their hearts, shower her with gold. Of course, if you want to consult your husband.
I can make the decision myself. When do we start?
That was the beginning of Lotta Crabtree's professional career. She and her mother toured the mining camps over mountain trails no wagon could travel. They played in bar rooms and country stores, in canvas tents and in log cabins. And everywhere Lotta was a hit. Camps roared and thundered applause for the little red-headed girl with the nimble feet, the quick laugh, the genius for mimicry. Through the years, Mrs. Crabtree not only guarded the money, but as Lotta grew into young ladyhood, she also guarded her like a dragon. But just once, in a remote mining camp in the Mother Lode country, where Lotta was playing an extended 3-day engagement, her mother's watchful eye was distracted for a moment.
You're Lotta Crabtree, aren't you?
Yes.
Miss Lotta, the unapproachable.
Why do you say that?
That's what they call you.
Oh, they do?
I've seen your show every night. You're wonderful.
Well, thank you. Did you like the cakewalk number?
I liked the ballads best of all. When you sang those, you didn't seem like an actress. You were just yourself. A girl a man could ask to go driving with him.
Driving?
I've got a horse and buggy. I don't suppose that seems like very much to a famous person like you.
I've never been buggy riding with a boy in my life.
Would you like to?
I'd love it. Lotta!
When?
Tomorrow morning, we're at the hotel.
Lotta!
I'll call for you in the morning at 10.
My very first beau. Who's that young man you were talking to, Lotta? I don't know his name, but he has a horse and buggy, and he's asked me to go driving with him.
Such insolence. You refused, of course.
But no, I accepted.
You'll do nothing of the kind. Come back into the theater with me.
I'm sick of the old theater.
Lotta!
I'm sick and tired of always being on the move. Never seeing anybody except across the footlights.
When you... When you have a career, my dear, you...
But I don't want a career. I want to be like other girls. Have friends and home and fun. Well, I don't care what you say. I'm going driving with him tomorrow. He's nice.
The world is full of men who look nice. This is one of them.
Papa! I didn't know you were here.
I thought I'd surprise you. That was a great performance you gave tonight, Lotta. I was proud of you.
How well you look.
He should, on the allowance we've been sending him.
My little Lotta, you're growing up.
Yes, I am. And I've met a boy who wants to take me driving tomorrow, and I told him I will.
You won't be here tomorrow. We're leaving tonight.
Tonight? For where?
For San Francisco. And from there for New York.
New York?
Out here, everyone thinks of you as Lotta the Mimic, Lotta the Minstrel, Lotta who dances jigs and reels and breakdowns, little Lotta. Well, I won't be satisfied until you're the great Lotta.
In the months that followed, Marianne Crabtree's dearest ambitions were realized. Lotta was a sensation wherever she went. Theaters in New York, Boston, Philadelphia, Chicago opened their doors to her. Plays were written for her. Audiences, rich and poor, high and low, took her to their hearts. The dark-eyed, red-headed girl from the West who could sing, dance, act with equal ability. And in the 1870s, after a triumphant tour, she returned to San Francisco to the California Theater.
Companion
you, Captain. You are getting bolder.
As they marched through the town with their banners so gay, I ran to the window to hear the band play. I peeped through the blinds very cautiously then, lest the neighbors should say I was looking at the men. Oh, I heard the drums beat and the music so sweet, but my eyes at the time caught a much greater treat. The troupe was the finest I ever did see, and the captain with the whiskers took a sly glance at me. Hi!
Miss Lotta, I'm from the San Francisco Chronicle.
The boy with the horse and buggy.
You remembered.
Oh, I wanted so to send you word, but I didn't even know your name.
I understood. You're even more wonderful than ever. Suppose you're used to hearing that. Every man who's ever seen you has fallen in love with you.
But not one of them has ever taken me buggy riding.
No.
And no one has ever kissed me. Is this real? Or just another play?
Lotta the actress and Lotta the woman. 2 parts, 2 lives. Which one is you?
Lotta! Lotta! On stage quickly! The mayor! The mayor!
Well, it was nice to meet you again. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Lotta.
As mayor of San Francisco, I take pleasure in presenting to you, Miss Lotta, a slight token of the esteem in which this city holds you. A diamond tiara for the Queen of the Theater. And a bag full of double eagles.
You're all so kind to me, and I should like to do something in return. I remember the day I landed here in San Francisco and made my very first friend, a tired old dray horse. In his memory, I'm giving to the city of San Francisco a bronze drinking fountain to be placed in the very heart of the city, where anyone, man or beast, who is thirsty can stop to rest and drink. God bless you all.
Lotta's Fountain, as it is called, still stands today at a busy intersection in downtown San Francisco. One of the few landmarks to survive the great destruction of the city in 1906. And when she died, an old lady, still Miss Lotta, she bequeathed her entire fortune of $4 million to charity.
All my money came from strangers, and now I give it back into the hands of strangers.
And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. It's the 4th of July, 1901, and all over America, folks are celebrating with parades, fireworks, and parties as we open our story of Lovin' and Leavin'.
Hey, everybody, change partners.
Hey, what's that for? Can't I kiss my own girl?
By the number of girls you've been kissing, I wouldn't know who your girl is.
Oh, I was just having fun, Nina. This is a celebration, a holiday.
Well, I don't care for the way you celebrate. Oh, John.
Yes, Nina?
Will you walk me home, please?
Sure, Nina. I'll be glad to.
I'm taking you.
I'm going with John.
You're going with me. There's something I've got to talk to you about, Nina.
Tonight?
Tonight.
Thanks just the same, John.
Sure.
Don't be sore, Nina.
Wouldn't you be sore if I went around kissing all the fellows that way?
Yeah, I suppose I would. But you know you're the only girl for me.
Have a funny way of showing it.
Would you like it this way better?
Terry!
It's kind of dinky, but one of these days I'll buy you one as big as an egg.
It's simply beautiful. Oh, Terry, darling. We'll announce our engagement at the Saturday night barn dance.
And we'll be married just as soon as I get back.
Back? Where are you going?
To Nevada, to join the big mining rush.
Terry.
There's a fortune to be made out there, honey. The biggest excitement since the Comstock load.
Yes, I've heard about it, but...
No but about it. It's a chance of a lifetime, sweetheart. We'll be rich. You'll have servants and carriages, fine furs and jewels. You'd like that, wouldn't you?
I suppose so.
You suppose?
Well, the whole idea sort of takes my breath away. To have you go so far off.
It won't be for long.
A few months?
Good luck. And I am lucky. The luckiest man in the world. You will wait for me, darling.
Forever.
What do you hear from Terry?
Oh, the usual.
How's he making out?
He hasn't struck it yet, but he will.
Where is he now?
Same place, I guess.
You guess? Doesn't he say?
You know Terry. He's the world's worst correspondent.
He doesn't write at all, does he? You haven't heard from him since he went out there.
How do you know?
And you haven't written him.
How could I, when I had no address?
I wanted to be sure before I said anything.
You've said enough.
No, you don't understand. I love you, Nina.
John.
I've loved you since the first day I met you. But with Terry around, I knew I didn't have much chance.
Terry is still the only man in my life, John.
Even though he's forgotten you?
I don't believe it. He's just working hard. He's too busy to write.
For a whole year?
Or maybe he's sick. Oh, John, I'm so worried. Maybe something awful has happened to him.
We'd have heard if it had.
Oh, it's so good to be able to talk to somebody.
Nina, would there be any hope for me if Terry didn't come back?
Oh, John, please.
All right. I won't press you. But just remember, I'm always here.
What goes on, Vera? You're supposed to dance with everybody. He's not the only customer in the joint.
But I'm the most important one tonight, Buck.
Maybe you think so, but I...
Terry just sold his claim, Buck, for $50,000.
Huh? $50,000?
That's right. Deal's all approved. Just waiting now for the papers to come through. In about 6 weeks, I'll have one last drink of your rot gut and head for home.
So you finally hit it. Well, congratulations. If there's anything you want, Terry, my boy, just yell. The place is yours. Vera, take good care of it.
Thank you, Buck. Your hospitality is exceeded only by your desire to get those clutching paws on my hard-earned money. But you're wasting your time. I've had my fill of being broke. I'm saving it to get married and settle down.
You spend a little time with the rest of the customers.
You never said anything before about having a girl, Terry.
Wasn't any reason to mention it.
Where is she?
Back home. Will she be surprised when I pop into town with my pockets bulging?
You haven't written her about your strike?
Nope. Matter of fact, I haven't written her since I came out here.
Well, why not?
Well, I didn't have anything to tell her.
You could at least tell her you love her.
I told her that before I left.
What makes you think she'll be there?
Because she promised she'd wait.
For you? Maybe she would.
I, Nina, take thee, John, to be my wedded husband.
I find a place out there for us to live, I'll send for you.
And I'll board the first train west.
If you want to get in touch with me for any reason, my address is the Tonopah Water Company, Tonopah, Nevada. I'll write it down for you.
John, you've already written it down for me 3 times.
I have?
And marked the timetable.
I hate to have you make that long trip alone, especially the last part across the desert by stagecoach. I'm not going to leave you. I'm going to turn the job down.
What did you say, John?
I said I've changed my mind about leaving you. I'm turning the job down.
Oh, you'll do no such thing. Construction engineer is not a job that comes along every day. This is the beginning, John, and we're going to make the most of it, even if we do have to start in Tonopah.
Darling, it's so good to hear you say that. I've been so afraid that you'd be sorry that you married me.
Sorry?
Well, I know how much you cared about Terry.
That's all over and done with. Love can't last with nothing to keep it alive.
Bart! None of these past few weeks have been the happiest of my life.
I hope you'll always be able to say that. John, your train.
Goodbye, darling. All right, you.
Take care of yourself.
Oh, that's a good one, Freddie. I'll have to remember it.
Terry! Hi, Vera.
I heard you had gone home.
You don't think I'd do that without saying goodbye, do you?
I thought it was kind of funny.
I've been to San Francisco. Some things came up that had to be straightened out.
Deal didn't fall through, did it?
Should say not. It's all signed, sealed, and delivered. And here's the certified check.
Pay to the order of Terry Burns. $50,000.
All I have to do is invest it, sit back, and enjoy life.
If you're interested in a good investment, you're looking at one. If you really want a return on your money.
Too bad I can't take that offer. The fellow that gets you, Vera, will get more than his money's worth.
When you leaving?
Morning stage.
Here's to you, Terry.
And here's to you.
Buck Sawyer. Where's Buck Sawyer?
What's the trouble, Dusty? Stage have an accident?
No, I've got a sick passenger here. No condition to go on to Tonopah. Chills and fever. There isn't an empty room in town. I don't know what to do.
Well, we'll put her in the office for overnight.
Oh.
Nina! Let me have her.
What's going on?
A sick woman just come in on the Tonopah stage.
I'm going to put her in the office.
Oh, no, you ain't. She might have something contagious.
We'll keep folks away from her.
Yeah, and away from the royal flush, too. Ruin my business. Now take her out of here.
She may be dying.
Well, she ain't going to die in my place.
Get out of the way.
You heard me. And I'm the owner of this joint.
How much will you take for it?
You offering to buy the royal flush?
Name your price.
$50,000.
Sold. Now get out of my way.
Oh.
Nina.
So this is her.
Yes.
She must think a lot of you to come all the way out here to find you. And you must care a little bit for her. Blowing your whole stake on a deadfall that ain't worth half of $50,000.
Nina.
Well, that's not doing any good. Now go find the dock as fast as you can while I take her clothes off and make her comfortable. And get her baggage from the stage driver. Mrs. John Ferrand. From Mr. John Ferrand. Tonopah Water Company, Tonopah, Nevada.
Well, I'll be pushing on.
Hey, Dusty, would you deliver this in Tonopah for me?
Well, sure, Vera.
Without fail now.
I'll do it the first thing when I get there.
is she?
Resting much quieter.
Let me spell you for a while.
Oh, I'm all right.
All night and half a day is enough for one stretch. You go get some rest. And Vera, thanks. I don't know what I'd have done without you.
She still has a fever. Moisten her face with that cold cloth once in a while.
Get here. Where am I?
You're in Goldfield, Nevada. You got sick on the stagecoach.
I don't understand.
There'll be plenty of time to explain later, sweetheart.
Sweetheart? I thought you'd forgotten.
Never. Not for a moment.
I waited and waited, Terry.
I was ashamed to write. Nothing but hard luck tales. But now at last I've struck it rich. I've got 50,000. Well, a nice piece of property, and we can be married.
Terry, I came out here to... Well, I was on my way to...
I know. To find me. And you landed straight in my arms. Didn't I always say I was lucky?
Terry.
You've talked enough. Now close your eyes and rest. And let me look at you.
Bar's closed, mister.
I'm looking for a girl named Vera.
I'm Vera. You must be Mr. Farron.
Yes. How is she?
Well, she's still unconscious, but resting quietly. I think the worst is over.
Take me to her, please.
She's in the office there. Terry Burns is with her.
Terry Burns?
He happened to be in the saloon when the driver brought her in.
Nina.
John.
What the devil brings you here?
My wife.
Nina. Did you say your wife?
Yes, we were married 2 months ago.
I tried to tell you, Terry.
Did you know?
It was she who sent for me.
Seems like everybody stacked the cards against me.
It's all right. It's all right.
There, honey. Go get yourself a drink. Now, you just take it easy, honey. All this happening at once is enough to make anybody go to pieces.
I always thought you were my friend.
I am.
Yeah. Kind they write songs about. The minute I turn my back, you steal my girl.
Minute? You have a warped idea of time. For 2 years, Nina waited to hear from you. 2 years and not a single letter.
I had my reason for not writing.
There's no reason that'll excuse a thing like that. You've got nobody but yourself to blame for what happened.
Nina and I were engaged. She promised she'd wait for me. And she would have, if it hadn't been for you.
That's water under the bridge. She's my wife now, and you stay away from her.
Scared, huh? Well, you ought to be. Because I'm betting she still loves me. And I'm gonna take her.
Break it up! Break it up! Ain't there enough wrong around here without you two fighting like dogs over a bone?
Nina's my wife, and nobody's gonna take her away from me.
And nothing you do can keep her with you if she don't want to stay.
And she won't when I'm through.
Did she say anything to you about the way she felt?
No. She's too sick and upset to talk about it now or to think straight. You'll both have to wait until she's stronger and can make up her mind. And if you care for her half as much as you say you do, you'll let her make it up. By herself.
Sure. That's all right with me.
I thought I'd washed Terry completely out of my life. But when I saw him again, and it shows he still loves me, paying $50,000 for that place, just so I'd have a roof over my head when I was sick. But John's my husband. I've made my vows. Oh, Vera, what am I going to do?
Search your heart and your conscience, honey.
I've been trying to, but I get a different answer from each of them.
You're only allowed one answer.
I know that, but I just can't seem to make up my mind.
Well, we'd better be getting back. Sun will be going down pretty soon. You mustn't be up in the night air yet.
If it only wasn't for me to decide.
No one else can, honey. But I don't mind telling you, I hope you don't take much longer. The suspense is getting me, too.
What are you doing, Vera?
I'm cleaning up the dump. Can't keep it closed forever unless you want to lose all you got in it.
Oh.
Well, you sure look happy. Where you been all morning?
Out riding on the desert, doing some tall thinking.
There's more thinking going on around here. I sure hope someone comes up with some answers pretty soon.
Did I ever tell you what a swell girl you are, Vera? Don't know how I'd ever get along without you.
You never told me that way before. What brought it on?
You might say the ride on the desert.
You should have gone riding in the desert sooner.
Wish Nina would make up her mind. Feel like a prisoner waiting to hear my sentence.
Have a drink.
No, thanks. Nina.
You're leaving?
Yes.
Well, where are you going?
With my husband.
Nina. Are you sure, darling?
Yes, I'm sure. For the rest of my life, John.
Congratulations, John.
No hard feelings?
Of course not. The best man won. And I wish you both all the luck in the world.
Thanks. There's a stage leaving for Tonopah in a few minutes. I'll get our tickets.
Well, goodbye, Vera. And thanks for all you've done for me.
The best of everything to you, honey.
And the best of everything to you and Terry, too.
Me and Terry?
Oh, I happened to see you a few minutes ago. I hope you'll be as happy as John and I are. Goodbye, Terry.
So you did it on purpose. Why the sudden switch?
I told you I did some thinking out on the desert. It's funny how the desert gives you a different slant on things.
Go on.
When you love a person, really love them, you should want only one thing for them, to make them happy. And I wasn't making Nina happy trying to break up her marriage. You know what the preacher says, whom God hath joined together. Well, I don't want to be the man who puts them asunder.
Terry, you fool. You wonderful fool.
I'll buy the first part of that. Oh, come on, let's get to work. We've got a lot of fixing up to do if we're going to make this place pay.
You did say we.
I couldn't run it without you.
All right, boss.
And if there's a moral to this tale, I wouldn't know what it is. Except that Terry and Vera ran the Royal Flush Saloon happily ever after. And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country.
The turn of the century saw the last of the great American gold strike. But for everyone who struck it rich, there were thousands who drifted along with the crowd. Some, like Billy Benson, lived on hope and handouts. And some, like Desert Annie, had a gift that earned her a stake anywhere. For Desert Annie was the best cook in all that land, from the Yukon to Tonopah. Many a man would have liked to marry Annie, but her stubborn heart was set on one. I call this story Man on the Run. It was long about 1905 that Billy Benson found a job entirely to his liking, sitting on a fraction claim in Goldfield, Nevada. Or maybe sitting isn't exactly the word.
Billy! Billy Benson! Come on down here and give me a helping hand.
Dang women. Ain't no place safe from them. Oh.
I managed to finagle a chicken, so I fried it up and brought it out to you for lunch.
Well, now, that was mighty nice of you, Desert Annie.
Billy!
Oh, excuse me.
I figured a good meal would ease the blow.
What blow?
Well, I knew a conscientious gentleman like you would be hard hit, considering you already owe me 3 months' room and board.
Annie, what are you talking about?
You're out of a job.
Out of a job? Why, Jim Peel just hired me yesterday.
Today, there was a slight argument as to who owns this claim. Jim lost. They're over in the graveyard now burying him.
Poor Jim.
Don't look like you'll have anything to pay me now.
You know I'll pay it when I get it. Ain't like we were strangers. Why, we're old friends.
A woman who runs a boarding house has thousands of friends, and all of them hungry. Of course, if we was more than friends, you wouldn't owe me anything at all. I always say, there's nothing too good for a husband.
Well, it looks like there's just one thing for me to do.
What's that?
Get busy and find another job.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Tim. Get going.
Well, looks like you're leaving town.
I'm dead.
Well, thought I'd go over towards Greenwater. Been hearing rumors of copper over there the last couple of days.
Greenwater, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Looks like you got an extra hat back there on the barrel. You better put it somewhere so it won't blow away.
Oh, yeah. You'll have to watch that. Keep blowing around in the wagon. Well, I guess better be going along. Got a long, hard ride ahead of me. Get up!
Greenwater, huh?
How do you do, sir? Your fair city of Greenwater looks like a real nice place, but a fellow can be as thirsty here as in any other town.
Thirstier. There's no water for 25 miles.
Well, I wasn't exactly thinking of water. Now, let me be frank with you.
You haven't got the price of a drink.
You guessed it. Do you know of any place where a fellow might make an honest dollar?
No, Say, wait a minute. The newspaper outfit arrived in town today. The proprietor's name is John Tully. Fixing on open a place a couple of doors down the street. Maybe he'd give you a job, that is, if you know anything about a newspaper.
I've read them all. What more do I need to know? How do you do, sir?
How do you do?
Are you Mr. Tully?
That's right.
My name is Benson. I hear you're looking for a newspaper man.
Yes, I am. Well, what experience have you had, Benson?
Mr. Tully, I can honestly say I'm familiar with all types of newspaper writing from the Yukon to Tonopah.
I wasn't thinking of writing. I handle that myself. What I need is a man who can set type. Lost my compositor on the trip over. He got kicked by a mule. Have you had any experience setting type?
Yes, sir, I have. One time when I was associated with the Esmeralda News, the typesetting fellow went out to stake a claim and set up a camp in a nest of rattlesnakes. I pinch hit it on the type till they got another man.
Well, that's more experience than anyone else in this town has had, so I guess I'll have to settle for it. I can pay you $15 a week to start with.
Mr. Tully, you got yourself a deal.
Good.
My friend, you are now looking at a member of the press.
No fooling.
So I've been thinking the staff of the Greenwater Times should rate credit at this establishment.
I think it might be arranged.
I think I'm going to like this town.
Set 'em up for everybody, Tom. I've made a strike. Got copper by the bushel.
Now I know I'm going to like this town.
Benson! Tommy! What in blazes is taking you so long?
Here it is, all finished.
The slowest compositor in 88 counties. Great suffering catfish. Look at that headline.
What's the matter with it?
Body of water found with bullet in head.
What's it supposed to be?
Waiter, of course. Body of waiter.
Oh, I guess I made a mistake. Body of water.
I don't know why I bothered to put out a paper. By the time you get through with the news, there isn't a paragraph in it that makes sense.
Well, maybe I could do better if I wasn't so weak.
Weak? What are you weak from?
Hunger. I'm getting so dizzy I can hardly read the type. Now, if you could see your way clear to pay me a little...
Pay? You ought to be paying me on account of your ruining my paper.
Howdy, Billy.
Hi, Tim.
Say, you don't look so good.
I ain't good.
What's the matter?
I'm starving to death.
Yeah, well, I got good news for you. From now on, you'll be eating like a king.
How do you figure that?
Friend of yours in town.
Oh, no.
Desert Annie has moved to Greenwater, set up a boarding house, and from now on, you'll never know another hungry day.
That's what you think.
What, do you mean to tell me you'd turn your back on flapjacks for breakfast and beefsteak pie?
When there's a ball and chain attached, brother, you said it. Billy Benson just ain't that hungry. One measly little can, 2 days till payday. Billy, my boy, you've hit bottom this time.
Is it too late to put an advertisement in the paper?
Annie!
Don't act so surprised. You knew I was in town. What on earth are you doing with that can of sardines?
Well, I'm opening it for the cat. What else would I be doing with it?
Well, does the cat eat bread, too?
It may seem strange to you, but she just happens to like it, dipped in sardine juice.
Well, what are you waiting for? Why don't you feed her? Don't torment the poor animal. She looks like she's starving.
She's not the only one.
Well, go on. Give it to her. Well, Billy, what's the matter? You look like you're going to fall flat on your face. Why, I bet you haven't had a decent meal in a week.
When a man like me gets too busy, he can't be bothered thinking about food.
Well, and he shouldn't have to. That's what a woman's for, to take care of him. Now, I have room for just one more in my boarding house. I was going to put an ad in the paper, but now I see my duty plain. Billy Benson, I'm taking you home with me.
Oh, no, you don't, Annie. Not with the money I owe you. I can't afford the dough anymore. I can't.
Well, you don't have to worry about it. After you've eaten 2 or 3 platefuls of roast beef and potatoes and washed it down with all the coffee you can drink, you can top it off with hot apple pie.
How does it feel to be the star boarder, Benson? Special hours, special food? Hot cakes and ham and eggs. That's not what I had for breakfast.
A newspaper man don't have much choice about his hours, so I eat whatever they put before me.
You know, it's a funny thing. You and I have been boarding here about a month now, but I ain't had no such fancy grub set before me. How do you manage it, Benson? By sweet-talking the landlady?
I never sweet-talked no woman in my life.
I wouldn't blame you for trying. I'll bet Desert Annie's got quite a neat little pile stashed away, huh?
I wouldn't know. But I reckon if she has, she earned it waiting on logheads like you.
Billy, come in here a minute. I want to talk to you.
I'm in a big hurry, Annie.
Well, land's sakes, you can come in a minute. I hear you've been made a high up on the newspaper.
Yep. Now that Greenwater's getting to be such a big camp, the miners and their families pouring in every day, Tully's asked me to help him with the reporting. So adding that to setting the type, I'm a pretty busy man. And I better be getting back to work.
Wait a minute, Billy. You and me have been friends for a long time, haven't we? And I done lots of favors for you when you was up against it.
Well, sure, Annie, sure.
Well, you can do one for me now that you're a big mucky muck. Our new women's club is having their first big shindig tonight. It's a benefit for the schoolhouse. And I want you to give us a real nice write-up in the newspaper.
Annie, I can't write up no woman stuff, and you know it.
You mean you refuse? And after all I've done for you? And you 4 months behind and you're bored?
You know I'd do anything I could, but Annie, holy gosh.
Well, right then. You can just take me to the benefit tonight and write about it afterwards.
Take you?
Well, you wouldn't want me to go alone, would you? And have all them married women lording it over me with their men?
But Annie, I never meant to...
Oh, Billy, I'll be a real credit to you. Look at this. It's the loveliest dress I've ever had in my life. And I made it just so you could be proud of me.
So I could... What time does the shindig start?
7:30.
Well, all right. But make sure you're ready. Billy Benson don't wait around for no woman. Give me a quick one, Tom, and put a lot of courage in it.
That'll put iron in your spine.
Brother, do I need it tonight?
Have another on me, Benson.
Nope. Got places to go.
What's your hurry? A couple of more make you twice as brave. Isn't that right, Tom?
It sure is. Well, now, maybe you're right.
Fill her up. My friends, you've got me in a good mood. Tonight I'll buy all the courage you can drink. Fill her up again, Tom.
That no-good betrayer. Everything will be over and nobody will ever see my lovely dress. Why, Duke Heisler, what are you doing here?
I come to take you to the benefit, Miss Annie. That is, if you do me the honor.
Something's happened to Billy.
Got himself stewed to the gills.
So that's it.
He's been tanking up all evening and bragging about how he was standing you up.
What?
Made my blood boil till I was fair ready to wallop him. But I figured it'd be more to the point if I came to the rescue of the lady in distress.
Well, Annie Parker ain't in no distress over no man, least of all Billy Benson.
Guess I'm a little late, Annie.
After what you've done, you have the gall to come here and face me?
I'm terrible sorry, Annie. I just stopped for a glass.
Mr. Heisler, take me out of here before I do something violent.
With pleasure, Annie.
Heisler? Why, he's
the gentleman who came to my rescue when I was stood up by a heel.
Annie, wait a minute. Don't be mad, Annie. I'll make it up to you.
That's the worst thing I've ever done in all
It's
my
an
life.
outrageous insult. The man should be horsed.
Horsewhipping's too good for him. I say he should be hung.
Kelly,
Yes.
did you write this piece about the Women's Club benefit?
I did not. It was put in without my knowledge or consent.
Well, who wrote it then?
Billy Benson.
I told you so.
Where is he?
Back there in the press room.
Benson, come out here. We got business with you.
We better have him out here, too.
Hello, fellas. What's all the excitement about?
You wrote this piece about the Women's Club, didn't you?
Sure I did, but
That's good enough for me.
Sir, I
No, wait, you don't understand.
Tell it to the judge. You can have your say when we get you.
Wait a minute, fellas, I can explain the whole thing.
Order in the court. The trial of Billy Benson will now begin.
But you have to appoint a prosecutor, Judge.
Well, then I'll appoint you, Pat Kelly. Now, hold on now. Billy's got to have a lawyer.
I'll defend myself. I demand to know what crime I'm accused of.
Benson, you're accused of writing and printing in the paper a piece that is damaging to the good character of the women of Greenwater.
I never did any such thing. I'm not guilty. Now I know I'm not guilty.
Order! Looks like it's time for you to start prosecuting, Pat.
Tully, come up here. I'll be leaving you to read the evidence. Now, the accused, William Benson, has already admitted that he wrote this dastardly pile of insults about the women of Greenwater.
I never wrote any insults about any woman.
We'll let the judge decide that.
Sit down, Billy.
Tully, read the notice aloud.
Mrs. Bill Strong poured in an extremely décolleté gown of black Chantilly lace, which enhanced the lights in her red hair and peach-like complexion.
It's a lie. My wife never wore no gown she was poured in. She wears her clothes respectable.
And I never dyed my hair red, nor wore no peach paint on my face, neither.
Miss Annie Parker was to be found behind the piano in an empire frock, surmounted by a pancake Malene hat.
Billy Benson, you know I wasn't found behind no piano. I ain't never been drunk in my life.
But
Go on.
The ladies of the choral group were a little decayed, but the audience was greatly entertained by their wilting voices.
It's an outrage. They look real nice and their voices were beautiful.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. That's a mistake. That's a mistake. Judge, before this goes any farther, I gotta have a chance to speak.
I reckon it's time you had a say, Benson. Go ahead.
The fact is, I lied when I said I wrote that piece.
If you didn't do it, who did?
I don't know, but I copied it word for word out of a San Francisco newspaper. Tom Cahill can tell you that's true.
That's right, Judge. Billy was at my bar feeling real low down, because he promised to write a piece for a lady friend he admires very much. Then he come across that very piece in the San Francisco paper. I know, because he tore it out and showed it to me.
All I did was take out the names of them San Francisco society ladies and put in the names of the ladies of Greenwater instead.
I don't believe it.
They wouldn't write insults about them high-up women in any paper, saying their singers was decayed and their voices was wilting.
I reckon what they said was the singers was delayed and their voices was lilting. But I guess I made a few mistakes in the printing.
I happen to know them mistakes was deliberate. Put in there for the purpose of insulting the good women of Greenwater.
That's a lie.
How do you know that, Heisler?
He told me so himself.
He's lying, Judge.
It was yesterday morning, Judge. He was sitting in the dining room over a plate full of hotcakes and ham, fixed for him by that fine lady, Desert Annie Parker. And while he was sitting there, eating what she so kindly fixed for him, he was telling me he despised women. That man Benson is a woman hater, and he planned every one of them mistakes. I tell you, he was deliberately insulting your women folk and trying to besmirch your good names.
Order in the court! Order in the court!
Let him give us your verdict, Judge, or we'll have him strung up before he hears it.
Now, wait a minute! Order in the court! Quiet, everybody, quiet! Now, you can't hang him until after I give my verdict. It's illegal. As duly elected judge of this court, I now pronounce the prisoner, Bill Benson.
Wait, Judge, don't say it. You can't give your verdict until you hear from me. I have some important evidence.
Well, what evidence have you got, Annie?
Well, there's lots of things have been said here today that are true. Billy Benson did put that story in the paper and did put in those insulting mistakes. But it's a downright lie to say he did it on purpose because he's a woman hater. Billy Benson is no woman hater, and I'm the one who knows it. He put that piece in the paper as a special favor to me, on account of I'm the woman he's going to marry.
Billy Benson, stand up. Is this true, Benson? You planning to marry Annie?
Any man that has a chance with a woman like her would be a fool not to take it. Scott, if you was a real judge, I'd ask you to tie the knot right now.
Well, I wish I could. There's one thing I can do, and that's to give my verdict. I now pronounce Bill Benson to be not guilty.
Thanks, Bob.
Well, Billy Benson was found not guilty, but he got a life sentence anyway. He married Annie Parker. Funny part of it is, he discovered that the job he'd been running away from for years fit like a glove, being the man around the house.
And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. This is one of those fabulous stories that could only have happened in pioneer days with the opening up of new country. It is the year 1865. Washington Territory is still largely a wilderness. Its settlements along Puget Sound populated by young men who have answered the call to the Northwest. What is needed now is women. Women with good background and education to become wives to these men, to help establish homes and families, bring a civilizing influence into the territory. Where to find them? The answer was provided by Mercer Girl. So called because it was Mr. Asa Mercer who had the idea of coming east and recruiting a shipload of brides from New England, New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore.
The meeting begins at 8. We'd better get there early if we want good seats.
We? Annie Stevens, wild horses wouldn't drag me there.
Why not?
Well, you think I'd put myself up in a matrimonial block?
You know you'd like to get married, Lizzie.
But not to a lot of strangers.
Let's face it. There aren't too many men left to choose from here. Since the war.
Do you have to remind me that I've lost every one of my fiancés?
Out there, it's just the opposite. The ratio of men to women is 9 to 1.
9 to 1? We'd be surrounded. What that makes me shiver.
You could have my 9 too, Lizzie. I'm dying to go out to the Northwest. But not for a husband. I want to teach.
You and your career.
What an opportunity to carry learning to a new frontier.
I don't think that this Mr. What's-his-name, Mercer, would take you. He's only interested in brides.
Why, he's an educator himself, Lizzie.
He is?
Head of the Territorial University out there.
I still think he's a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Some of the most influential men in the country are behind him. The governor of Massachusetts, the Honorable Peter Cooper, the Reverend Edward Everett Hale. He turned over his pulpit in Boston one Sunday to Mr. Mercer.
You mean they're taking old maids from New England?
They've lost their men, too, in the war.
Annie, I will accompany you to the meeting this evening.
good.
I wish I could convey to you ladies something of the beauty and grandeur of that Northwest country, of the blueness of its waters and skies, the magnificence of its forests and mountains.
I thought he'd have gray hair and a goatee. He's young. Hush.
As head of the Territory's Institution of Higher Learning, I've had occasion to visit the various camps and settlements. I know the loneliness of those men, how they long for the care, comfort, and companionship that only a good woman can give them. The women that I am appealing to are women of culture, versed in the art of housekeeping and homemaking, who will ensure the future of the territory. I have already signed up more than 300. If there are any among you who are interested, I shall be glad to talk to you after the meeting. Thank you.
Perhaps I wouldn't qualify, sir. You see, I want to go out to teach, not to marry.
My dear Miss,
Stevens, spelled with a PH.
there is no compulsion to marry. One young lady from Fall River, I believe, wishes to go out as a seamstress. We need women who can sew and teach.
Then I'm ready to sign up.
Good. Here's a form.
My goodness. You gotta give character references.
Naturally.
When do you plan to sail, Mr. Mercer?
I'm on my way to Washington now to check the final arrangements with General Grant. I'll notify you as soon as I know the date of departure.
I put the matter before President Johnson and the cabinet. Got their approval.
I'm most grateful to you, General Grant.
Not at all. I know what it's like. I was stationed on a post in Vancouver once for months. The longest, loneliest months I ever spent.
The government then will consign me a ship.
Here's the order, all made out. One sailing ship, fully manned and provisioned, with a capacity to carry 500 passengers. Take this around to the Quartermaster General's office, and he'll put it through for you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, General Grant.
Impossible.
Impossible? But it's been signed by General Ulysses Grant, sir.
I don't care who signed it. I won't honor it.
But, sir,
the government can't consign you a ship under any circumstances, Mr. Mercer. Next.
But what am I to do with all these women, these 500 brides of mine?
500 brides? Who do you think you are, King Solomon?
How am I going to face all those bachelors back in Washington Territory who financed my trip east?
You really have 500 young females on your hands?
Yes.
I always heard they did things out west in a big way, but... Look, I still can't consign a ship and a crew to you, Mr. Mercer. There's no law to justify it. But I tell you what I will do. I'll condemn one of the government ships and let you buy her.
Buy it?
The sailing ship Continental. You can have her for $80,000.
Where will I find $80,000?
Where did you find 500 women?
He appears to have run into a little difficulty in Washington.
Maybe he couldn't furnish character references.
Lizzie, how can you say such a thing? After meeting the man, talking with him, he says this is only a temporary postponement. He's gone to New York to make some new contacts.
I wonder how his wife feels about the whole thing.
His wife?
Well, he's married, isn't he?
I'm sure I don't know.
He must be anyone that handsome. And I bet she thinks just what I think.
And so I've come to you, Mr. Holliday, because, well, frankly, I need an angel.
With 500 on your hands already? What you mean is you need some money.
$80,000.
And what makes you think that I'd be likely to come up with it?
Because you've done more than any one man to open up the West, Mr. Holliday. You own half the stage routes out there, and now you're planning on building ship lines, aren't you?
For a college professor, you're not so dumb. All right, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you the $80,000 for, what's the name of the ship?
Continental.
Outfit it and transport your young women from New York to the West Coast, with the understanding that the ship then becomes my property. Agreed?
Agreed, sir. I'm most grateful to you for coming to my assistance. Thank you, sir.
What did I tell you? It's all settled. We report in New York not later than November 15th. We? Oh, I mean me. I sail on the ship Continental, procured from the United States government, seaworthy and completely sound. Man with sailors. I never thought of that. I'm going to start packing my book. Annie, I'm going with you. Lizzie. Well, I couldn't bear to think of you taking that long, dangerous journey alone. Oh, Lizzie, I'm so happy.
Good afternoon. I'm Todd of the Times.
A newspaper reporter.
You're, both Mercer girls?
We are members of Mr. Mercer's party. That's what you mean.
And you still plan to go? In spite of the article that has appeared?
Article.
Oh, not in my paper. We'd never questioned Mr. Mercer's motives. It was in a rival sheet, the New York Herald. You haven't read it?
We only just arrived from Baltimore. We expected to find Mr. Mercer here.
He's probably gone out to kill the editor of the Herald.
What did the article say?
Well, perhaps you'd better read it for yourself. Personally, I don't think there's a word of truth in it. But it would make a girl pause and consider. Right there on the front page.
Of all the scurrilous attacks, guilty of entrapping hundreds of innocent young women, luring them west for the purpose of... Move your thumb at me so I can see.
Here comes Mercer now.
Hello. Miss Stevens, Miss Ordway.
Mr. Mercer, how many cancellations have you had? Todd, of the New York Times.
I'm not giving out any interviews.
This is perfectly outrageous. You should sue for libel, Mr. Mercer.
Unfortunately, the damage has already been done.
Then girls are dropping out. Uh-oh. Here go two more.
Ladies, that article is a lie, from beginning to end. This expedition has the endorsement of educators, ministers, and statesmen. Ladies, please.
Telegrams for Mr. Mercer.
Here. More cancellations, I'll bet.
Washington Territory is? The other side of the world.
Well, how are you feeling now, Mr. Mercer?
The way Moses must have felt when the Exodus finally...
Todd, of the Times.
What are you doing here?
Came along to cover the story.
Who gave you permission?
Well, there seemed to be plenty of room on board. And I'm only too glad to pay for my passage. $100 a head, I understand.
Now that you young ladies have your sea legs, limbs, I should like to arrange a daily schedule for the voyage. Each morning, I recommend a brisk constitutional around the deck. Afternoons may be profitably occupied with needlework and writing in your diaries. In the evenings, I shall give a series of lectures on the Northwest. Today is the 24th of January. We should reach Seattle by the end of April. Deo Valenti.
What does that mean, Mr. Mercer?
It means, God willing.
Ask me, thinks he's the Almighty.
Mr. Todd, that's sacrilege.
Well, please. I want to talk to you.
There are 95 other girls on board.
But you're the only one I care about. Why do you think I came along on this female exodus?
To write the story for your paper.
Because I saw you.
Mr. Todd.
You're not going to throw yourself away on some backwoodsman in the wilderness?
You better not let Mr. Mercer hear you talk like that.
Mercer, the first port this ship puts in, you and I are going ashore and get married.
You mean alone? Oh, Toddy, you wicked man. Good evening, Mr. Mercer.
Good evening, Miss Stevens. You're up rather late, aren't you?
I wanted to be on deck when we crossed the equator. I thought as a geography teacher it would be an experience.
You won't see very much, except the moon.
Isn't it thrilling?
The moon?
The equator.
It's just an imaginary line encircling the Earth.
Are you talking about the terrestrial equator or the magnetic equator?
Does it matter?
They're not the same thing at all, Mr. Mercer. To be sure, they rarely coincide. But the magnetic equator is that line, imaginary as you say, along which the Earth's magnetic force is zero.
Magnetism. Zero.
That's correct.
My guess is we're crossing it this minute.
Sailor suits are so cute.
You gonna pack your stuff and come ashore with me, or aren't you?
Now, Toddy, don't press me.
Press you? It's been 2 months since we left New York, and at every port you've made excuses.
Oh, but they've been such dreadful and civilized places.
Well, this isn't. We're anchored in the harbor of Valparaiso, Chile. If you don't marry me here, you won't get another chance until the Galapagos Islands.
Now, Toddy, it isn't that I don't love you. I think you're the most fascinating man I've met in ages.
I'm beginning to think you're nothing but a flirt, Lizzie Ordway.
Oh.
What's that?
Man on board! He nearly landed in my lap.
Allow me to introduce myself. Don Federico Victorino Bilbao of Valleplacio. I came as ambassador for the caballeros of our city. Word reached our ears of a shipload of American senoritas in the harbor. Young and beautiful. And the reports were not exaggerated.
I could swoon.
With the permission of the captain and your dueña, we should like to welcome you ashore this evening as our guest at a fiesta. Well, where is your dueña?
What's going on here?
You are their dueña, senor.
I'm in charge, yes.
My credentials, senor.
I don't read Spanish. What is it you want?
Company of your fair passengers, senor.
He's invited us to a siesta.
Fiesta. Tonight.
Well, that's very kind of you, sir. But I'm afraid I shall have to refuse.
Oh.
Nobody is allowed ashore.
It would be a great disappointment to the young men of Valparaiso. They had anticipated teaching the senoritas from the north of Fandango.
Oh.
These young ladies are my personal responsibility. The answer is an unequivocal no.
Oh, darn it.
That infernal music. I suspect they're keeping it up just to aggravate us.
Not the Spanish. They're much too polite. Don, Federico, Victorino, Bilbao. Perfect gentlemen.
You can understand my point of view, though.
Oh, you made it quite plain.
And you approve?
To be perfectly honest with you, Mr. Mercer, I don't.
Miss Stevens.
This has been a long, dull, tiresome voyage. The girls are starving for some fun.
I've tried to provide entertainment.
Playing proverbs, singing hymns. They need fun. Put yourself in their place, Mr. Mercer. Sailing to a new, strange land, not knowing what lies ahead. They're homesick, a little frightened. Most of all, they're bored.
I have a duty, Miss Stevens.
Oh, I know.
I guaranteed to deliver these girls to Seattle, and there I'm going to deliver them.
What difference would one evening ashore make?
With those handsome Chileans, why, it might change a girl's whole life.
Oh, don't be such a prude.
Prude?
You may be a fine educator, but as a man, you're cold and stiff and inhuman.
Miss Stevens, you're a fine one to talk. You know what I want to do whenever I'm near you?
No.
I want to shake you. You're the prettiest girl aboard. You've got everything to attract the man. And what does your conversation consist of? Terrestrial and magnetic equator. Syntax in Plato's Republic. I beg your pardon. I must have forgotten myself.
I think you did.
Good night, Miss Stevens. This marks the end of our passage aboard the Continental. Arrangements will be made for further transportation from here to Seattle as soon as possible. Check the bulletin board at the main stairway for further instructions. That's all for now.
Here's your last chance, Lizzie. I'm quitting the party here.
Toddy, I can't bear it.
Well, then come ashore and marry me.
Oh, I'm just torn. I feel I should go on to Seattle.
And see what they have to offer there?
Now, Toddy.
Well, you know where to reach me. Todd of the New York Times.
If you prefer to remain in San Francisco, Miss Stevens, you're at perfect liberty to do so.
Not go on to Seattle?
You still plan to teach?
Of course.
Well, I think it only fair to point out that the opportunities are far more lucrative and more numerous in San Francisco than in Washington Territory.
But I'm being dismissed.
Well, so long, Mr. Mercer. Thanks for the boat ride. Hope to see you in New York on your next safari. Well, it's true, isn't it, that this is only the first of many that you contemplate?
Mr. Todd, when I deliver this shipload of young women to Seattle, God willing, I am through with women for the rest of my life. Well, Miss Stevens?
I think I'll continue to the end of the journey, if it's all the same to you.
It has taken me over a year to accomplish my mission. I have bankrupted myself in the process. But I have done what I promised I would do. I have brought you a shipload of young women. Virtuous, refined, splendid young women who will gladden your lives, make beautiful homes, and assist in the development of the great Northwest. This gathering tonight is to give you all a chance to get acquainted. Formal introductions are not necessary. So, without further ado, on with the dance.
first wedding took place within a week. By the end of 6 months, all the girls were married except one. And she remained a spinster all her life. The Mercer girls, without exception, proved to be a wonderful influence in the Northwest. Families in Washington and Oregon today take pride in being descended from them. What about Asa Mercer himself? Well, the records show that on July 15, 1866, Miss Annie Stevens of Baltimore became the Mercer girl for life. And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. Maybe you folks think that social life in a desert mining camp was on the simple side. Well, wait till you hear the story I'm going to tell you tonight about Death Valley's $1 million wedding. The day shift is just knocking off at the anniversary mine.
The Lonely Hearts column, that's what Tiny was reading.
I was not. I was lining my dinner pail.
And who packed your dinner pail, Tiny?
Well, Aggie, I reckon.
You reckon? You know darn well it was Aggie.
Oh, shut up. What's it to you anyway?
Come on. George is jealous, Tiny, but don't let that stop you. If you want
I got no intentions of marrying anybody, let alone that hasher.
Say, Aggie'd make a fine wife. A good hard worker, got real character.
Well, if she's such an all-fired bargain, why don't you marry her?
I already got a girl. Besides, Aggie's all right if you just get the right slant on her. See what I mean? Real neat caboose. Real neat. Nice underpinnings, too. And a good framework. Just picture her without that dress. I mean, dolled up in some real fancy duds.
Yeah, it would change her. No, but it wouldn't change that face. I wouldn't marry her for any amount of money.
I'm awfully sorry.
Not for any amount of money, says he, and then whoosh, the water hits him just like in a vaudeville act.
Boy, if he couldn't stand her before, she'll sure be poison to him now.
He was just talking. He'd marry her for a price.
A price?
Sure, if there was enough in it, any girl would look good to a guy.
Not Aggie.
Let's make him an offer and see.
Oh, no. I'm not putting up my hard-earned dough just to find out.
I don't mean money. Securities.
What securities?
Shares in the Desert Queen mine, remember?
Do I?
I blew 2 months' wages on that there stock, and it ain't worth enough now to buy me a drink.
You were in good company. Every man in camp did the same thing. It'll be a cinch to raise $50,000 worth. Then we'll offer it to Tiny as bait for marrying Aggie.
Tiny would know it wasn't worth nothing.
Not a chance. He wasn't around here in them days. Remember?
Yeah, that's right. Boy, this is gonna be good. I can see Tiny's face now as you make him the proposition.
You're offering me $50,000?
The day you get hitched to Aggie.
Who you kidding? How would a hard rock miner like you get that kind of money?
From my uncle who just died and left it to me. Here's a letter from his lawyer. See that? $50,000 in the Desert Queen mine.
Jeepers creepers. But why are you giving it to me?
Because you're the only one that can help me, pal. See, my girl in San Bernardino, who's got more than 5 times what my uncle left me, well, she thinks that there's something between Aggie and me. But if you was to marry Aggie, well, that'd prove that there's nothing to that something.
If you don't help him out, he's a dead duck.
Well, why don't you help him out?
Well, even Aggie wouldn't marry Russ. She's too stupid.
Yeah.
Besides, I'd like to see you happy.
I am happy.
Man was not meant to live alone. Remember the animals on the ark? 2 by 2, male and female.
Well, I got nothing against getting married or the $50,000, but Aggie, gosh.
You've got to expect to make some sacrifices for $50,000.
Yeah, I suppose so. I'll think about it.
Hey, look. 4 bits.
It's funny, I didn't see it.
You know what it means? It's a sign someone's coming into some money.
It is?
Yeah, and I can tell you who. Who? Tiny Stoker.
Tiny?
Didn't you know? Told me today. What a fortune, understand. Seen some relative died or something.
On a lucky cuss. Here, Aggie. For your good luck.
Thank you.
Sit down, Aggie. Best time of day, this. The last of the dishes done and nothing to do till tomorrow.
How do you know Aggie's got nothing to do?
Oh. No. I haven't. A girl who works as hard as Aggie does all day doesn't want to go stepping out evenings. She needs a beauty sleep. What I mean is,
I could sleep from now till doomsday and I wouldn't be pretty.
Handsome is as handsome does. That's what my mother taught me. Didn't she, darling?
Your mother had some mighty queer notions.
I've never known a girl with a nicer disposition than you, Aggie. One who's neater or more dependable.
That don't seem to be enough to get a husband.
Oh, shucks, you got a lot of time. I waited until I was 30 for dolls here. Didn't I, doll?
35.
You see, Mr. Wright will come along one of these days, and don't you give up hope.
I gave that up long ago. Guess I'll go to bed.
Evening, folks.
Howdy, Tiny.
Evening.
I was going down to the junction to pick up the mail, and I was wondering if you'd like to ride along, Miss Aggie.
Me?
But maybe you got something better to do.
She certainly hasn't. You go along with him, Aggie.
Yes, I'd like to very much.
Well, I declare. Do you suppose he's Mr. Right?
Right or wrong, she'd better make the most of it.
What are we stopping here for?
Oh, there's some rocks on the track. Sam will get them off.
It's a beautiful night, isn't it?
Yeah, yes it is. Aggie,
Yeah?
I wonder if Sam needs any help with those rocks.
You know, this is the second nice thing that's happened to me today. First, one of the boys picked up 4 bits where I was sweeping and gave it to me, and then you asked me to go riding. Wonder what the third thing will be.
The third thing?
Well, things always happen in threes, you know.
Well, I always thought they happened in twos, like animals in the ark, male and female.
Mr. Stoker. But you were saying about the birds and the beasts?
Well, man's the same. He pairs off.
Yes.
Well, I was thinking I would myself, maybe, if I could find the right running mate.
You were?
Would you?
Would I what?
Be my running mate.
You mean marry you? Oh, Tiny, yes.
Hold still.
I'm trying to.
The church is sure filling up. This is a big event, and Tiny's sure a real fancy-looking groom.
What time's it getting to be?
The bride will be here any minute.
Give me another snort.
You gotta stand up in front of all them folks, don't forget.
Yeah, but I need a drink.
And stay sober enough to repeat your vows.
I said give me another drink.
The bride's coming. Hurry up, get in that back door and take your place.
No. I'm not going through with it.
What?
No, I can't do it.
For $50,000.
No, I'm thinking of Aggie. I couldn't play such a dirty trick on her.
What do you mean, dirty trick? You're doing her a favor.
Yeah, you're making her happy.
Think of how she'd feel if you backed out now. White folks would laugh her clean out of the territory.
Yeah, I guess it would be worse. All right, I'll go through with it.
This is as far as we go. From now on, you're on your own.
Best hasher the Waldorf ever had. And now you've stolen her from us. Oh, you big bad man, you.
I ain't over the surprise yet. But congratulations. Now you can have Mrs. carved on your tombstone, Aggie.
Isn't it wonderful?
Would you excuse me? A couple of the boys want to see me.
I can guess why.
Don't be gone long, dear.
No, I won't.
I never did get a good look at your ring, Aggie. Oh, my, that's pretty.
It'll look prettier once my hands ain't so red and rough from washing.
Well, you'll still be doing your own washing.
Maybe not. Maybe I'll have a hired girl.
On a miner's wages?
Tiny's coming into some money very soon. Quite a fortune.
You don't say.
I didn't know.
It's kind of a secret. I just heard about it myself by accident.
Not only a husband, but a rich one. Oh, Aggie.
Seems almost too good to be true, don't it? When he could have had any girl he wanted. He picked me.
Gosh almighty, a whole sack full of money. What in blazes?
Stock certificates.
The Desert Queen mine.
$50,000 face value.
Well, can I sell this stock and get the cash?
All you need to do is find a buyer.
But if I was you, Tiny, I'd hang on to it.
Why?
Well, stocks don't stay the same price all the time.
You mean if I hold on to this stock that maybe it'll be worth more someday?
Who knows?
Gosh, thanks, fellas. Thanks for everything.
A homely wife and a sack full of bum stock. What a honeymoon he's going to have.
And 1,500. And 250, 1,750.
That makes $50,000.
You know, this is the first time I've counted higher than 100 in my life.
I just wish there was some way we could thank him for it.
Thank who?
The relatives who died and left it to you.
Who told you that?
George and Russ. Well, at least that's what I thought they said. What's the matter?
Well, Aggie, nobody really died. You see, well, I was supposed to come into this money when I got married.
I'm glad. I'd hate to think of anybody else sorrowing when I'm so happy.
Are you, Aggie?
Happier than I ever thought I could be. This money has nothing to do with it, Tiny. I'd feel just the same if you didn't have a cent.
Thanks.
Oh, Mr. Loomis.
Oh, morning, Mrs. Stoker.
I wanted to ask you how I go about cashing in these securities.
Desert Queen mine. Where'd you get them?
They're part of an inheritance. Tiny got $50,000 worth when he married. We're saving most of it, but I wanted to get a little money to pay for some furniture and things I ordered for the house.
Well, you never get any money for these, Mrs. Stoker. They're worthless.
Worthless?
There hasn't been any trading in Desert Queen for 2 years. Not since the mine closed down. I'm sorry, Mrs. Stoker. I'm afraid somebody's played a joke on you. Pretty cruel joke. This is some of the stock the boys were collecting around the camp. They said they were going to paper Miners' Hall with it. I even threw in a few thousand shares myself.
Was it George Titus and Russ Jenkins?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Aggie. Trying to get off at the trestle and took the shortcut home.
I wasn't waiting for Tiny. I was waiting for you two. Why'd you give him that worthless Desert Queen stock? Why?
We was just playing a joke.
A joke? I suppose you think it's a joke to hit a man on the head with a sledgehammer, run over him with a carload of ore.
Oh, no, it ain't that bad.
No, besides, anybody with any brains would have known that stock was no good.
So you think a man has no brains because he's honest and sincere and trusts his friends? Well, let me tell you something. I'd rather have one man like Tiny than 100, 1,000 smart alecks like you two. Now you're going to him and explain what you did, do you hear me? And I'll give you just 15 minutes to do it. Now get!
My gosh, she's in love with the guy. Hey, Tiny, you home? Tiny!
What's up, fellas?
Well, we just come by, Tiny, to tell you that the Desert Queen seems to have took a slump.
Yeah? How far down?
Well, I'm afraid she's hit rock bottom.
Well, what does that mean?
The stock ain't worth a good gall darn.
Well, when did you find this out?
Oh, about 2 years ago.
2 years?
Yeah.
And you unloaded it on me?
Oh, we were just having some fun.
Then you haven't got any girl in San Bernardino?
No, I just made that up to sound convincing.
So you guys think it's fun? You think I gotta marry a girl under false pretenses? Well, you guys are getting off easy. But let me warn you. If you as much as breathe a word to Aggie about me being bribed to marry her, I'll tamp you in a hole with a dynamite charge.
My gosh. He's in love with her.
When you come home tonight, some of my new house fixings ought to be here.
Every time I look at this sack of junk, I feel like smacking George and Russ all over again.
Then why don't you throw it away or set a match to it?
No, I'm going to keep it. Just to remind me what a sucker I was.
You shouldn't look at it that way, Tiny. After all, the stock didn't cost you anything.
You've been a mighty good sport about it, Aggie. Going back to work and all.
I don't mind. I always have worked. And you know something, Tiny? Money don't really matter when you love somebody.
Aggie, I had no intention of telling you this, but I gotta be honest with you. That stock George gave me, well, it was more than a wedding present. It was a bribe to marry you.
Go on, Tiny.
Well, there ain't much more to say except that I feel lower than a mine shaft about it, and, well, I'm sorry.
For me or for yourself?
Well, for you.
Thanks, Tiny, for telling me.
You ain't sore?
Why should I be sore because you thought enough of me to be honest? No, Tiny, I'm proud. I'm proud that I'm your wife.
Aggie, I used to think you were homely. But right now, you're the prettiest girl in the whole world. Oh, I gotta go. Their ship's ready. But I'll be back at 1 minute after 5. Here, take this blasted mining stock and burn it.
What's the matter, Mr. Loomis? Something happened to mine?
Yeah, I mean, no, not at ours. It's a Desert Queen.
What about the Desert Queen?
Well, they uncovered a new vein, just by accident. The one that petered out a couple of years ago, that was just a spur, and this is a main lode.
You mean a strike?
There's a vein as wide as a city street, and it goes straight through to China. As rich as all get out. Desert Queen stock is going up like a skyrocket. It was quoted today at $5 a share. Well, you know what that means to you folks. Now, Tiny, you hold on to that stock, because it'll probably go up to 10 or maybe even 20.
We can't. We burn it.
You what?
I told Aggie just the other day to set a match to it.
Oh, Tiny.
But I didn't, Tiny.
Aggie.
I couldn't bear to see it all go up in smoke. Our only wedding present.
Oh, sweetheart! Boy, now you put that in the bank before something really does happen to it.
All except a few thousand shares. Those I'm gonna cash.
What for?
To throw the biggest wing-ding honeymoon a bride and groom ever had.
And that's just what they did. England, France, Egypt, India, the Orient, then back to San Francisco and home.
plenty of sandwiches here. Aren't they wonderful? Ham sandwiches. I knew you'd all like ham. I also thought you'd all like the ham sandwich. Leave the food alone now, all of you.
Gangway! Gangway!
Dove, you shouldn't have brought that out so soon. It'll get hot before they get here.
Well, they'll be here pretty soon.
Oh, if Sam met up at the junction all right, and if the ore trade didn't break down.
That's them.
Oh, I'm so excited. I can hardly wait.
Hello, Mrs. Doll.
Oh, Aggie, you're beautiful.
She always was. Just took a little money to bring it out.
Well, come on. Let's get the homecoming party started. Let's go. Heidi, she's a humdinger.
How does she look, boys?
Like $1 million.
Which all goes to prove that everything in life is something of a gamble, from marriage to the stock market. And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the old ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. What happens when a sinner and a real smart one joins up with a band of saints? Saints with a capital S. That's the situation in the story you're about to hear. A story I call Miracle of the Seagull. It is the first week of April, 1847. In the back room of a lodging house in the bustling frontier town of St. Joseph, Missouri, James Reeves is busily at work behind locked doors, making counterfeit banknotes.
Who is it?
Sheriff Mack.
All right, come on. What's the idea? Open up!
Evening, Sheriff.
What a night.
To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit from the law?
Heard you were looking for a team and wagon, is that right?
I sure am. Do you know of one?
Wasn't thinking of skipping town, was you?
You will have your little joke now, Sheriff.
All right, Reeves. Ain't got nothing pinned on you yet, Reeves. So if you want this outfit, it'll cost you $800.
$800?
Brigham Young has bought up everything in sight.
Brigham Young?
He's leading his first party west from winter quarters up the river to the promised land.
When? How soon?
Day after tomorrow, they leave. Maybe you'll be thinking of joining them.
Yes, by gosh, I will.
Hey, you must be in an all-fired hurry to leave town. A slick article like you taking up with the Latter-day Saints.
Oh, lay off me, Sheriff. I'm in a hurry to get west.
All right, Sonny. Just fork over $800 for this wagon team and you can leave town. With my blessings. Oh, no. Good, hard, cold cash on the barrelhead. Coin of the realm. None of those pretty picture papers of yours, Sonny.
Give me some time to get the money.
Sure. Daylight tomorrow morning.
I'll have it.
Yeah. Take your tools with you.
You don't think I'd leave him here for you to use, do you, Sheriff?
You know, boy, it makes me feel real good to consign you and your considerable talents to Brother Brigham. Let's see what he'll make out of you.
James Reeves?
Yeah.
I spoke to Brigham Young. He says it's all right so long as you provide your own food.
I'm well stocked.
Because we've got just enough to last. Measured down to the last pound of flour.
Where is it you're bound for? California? Oregon?
That is between Brigham Young and God.
Even you don't know?
I am only an elder in the church. You are an outsider.
Oh, I trust I won't be regarded as too much of an outsider. Even though I haven't been baptized as yet.
Then you are interested?
I certainly am.
Good. You can fall in line anywhere with your wagon.
Thank you, Elder Snow.
Is that farm implements you have here under this tarpaulin?
No.
Oh. I was hoping it was. We're taking along all we've got room for. Seeds, too. So that we can start planting as soon as we find the promised land. You'll be expected to do your share of work. We're letting you go along because you've got a good right arm.
I've got 2 good arms.
For the service of the Lord. Amen.
Amen.
It will be your duty to keep a record of the distance covered each day by counting the revolutions of your wagon wheel. And no guesswork either. On the basis of your reports, we will establish mileposts along the way for the benefit of those who follow. James Reeves.
Oh, me?
You will gather buffalo chips.
Buffalo chips?
To use as fuel for our campfires.
Look, Elder, that's the lowest job in the whole outfit.
If there is any trade at which you are proficient, name it.
Well, I'd be very glad to pay somebody to do the work for me.
Put your money away. Every man in this company works for the common good. You've had your orders.
That's what you think. What's it worth to you to take over my job?
I've already got a job.
What about you?
He has a job, too. Everybody has.
Yeah, but look, here's your chance to make a little extra money.
Money has no place with us.
But it must have. What do you do when you want to buy things? Food, clothing.
The barter system works very well.
Barter?
Reeves, get a basket and start gathering fuel.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. We've been gathering roots that we could use for dyes.
This is fuel.
You've never pioneered before. I can tell by your actions.
No, I'm a city man.
What line of work?
Printing.
Books. How wonderful.
And, general stuff.
Have you read the works of our prophet Joseph Smith?
No, I'm afraid not.
Or the discourses of Brigham Young?
But he doesn't have to. He can hear him preach.
If he attends the meetings.
Would you like to? There's a hymn sing this evening.
Why, thank you. I should be delighted.
You weren't singing.
I didn't know the words.
I'll teach them to you.
When?
Tomorrow when we make camp.
I'll be there with my best voice.
The Spirit of God like a fire is burning. The latter-day glory begins to come forth. Now repeat after me.
You have the longest eyelashes I've ever seen.
Why, Brother James, you're being irreverent.
I'm sorry.
How did you ever happen to join this company?
I was in a hurry to get west.
What are you going to do when you get there?
Make a fortune.
You're very sure of yourself, aren't you?
Well, I've already made quite a pile. You ever seen money? Come on, touch it. It won't bite you. Love to see you laugh. You have a dimple that comes and goes.
Why, I believe you're flirting with me. You do it with every girl.
You're the first Mormon, I swear.
What's the matter?
Folks claim you Mormons have horns.
Well, look and see.
Sister Judith.
Brother Lorenzo, I was just teaching Brother James the words of our hymns.
There's work to be done. The evening meal to prepare. And fuel needed for the fires to cook it.
There are no buffalo along this part of the trail. I've looked.
Then find a substitute.
Where are we taking this cut through the mountains? I thought we were sticking to the Oregon Trail.
We're not going to Oregon.
Well, where are we going?
To the Promised Land.
And where's that?
The Lord is directing us.
You don't know. We're just wandering around through the wilderness.
Brigham Young will recognize the place.
Then I'll go and ask him.
Brigham Young is sick, stricken with mountain fever. He can talk to no one.
Stop it here.
Brother Brigham, we're out of the canyon. We're on a high plateau. Off there is the west.
It is enough. This is the place. We will settle in that valley.
on this campsite, we will build the city of Zion. According to these plans which I have drawn up, to the north, between the two creeks, will stand the temple of our God on a lot of 40 acres, adorned with trees. The city will be divided into blocks of 10 acres each, with 8 lots in a block of 1 1/4 acre each. Each man will be apportioned a lot. The streets will be wide. No house will be permitted to...
You fellas don't need a whole acre and a quarter to build a house on. Take an acre of it off your hands.
Each house will have to be 20 feet
The same offer goes to you.
No man will be suffered to cut up his lot and sell a part of it to speculate out of his brethren. Every man must keep his lot whole. For the Lord hath given it to us without price. The same is true of the land outside the city. It will be farmed cooperatively and neither bought nor sold.
Doesn't look like anything would grow in this soil. Dry as a bone. I thought the promised land would be cool and green.
There must be springs. There's certainly water up there in those mountains. And the man who owns the water rights will make a fortune. I'll ride up there the first chance I get and locate. Take up the timber rights, too. Behold, the future lumber king of the Salt Lake Valley.
Ah, there you are. I was looking for you. You've been assigned to a party to go up into the mountains to cut timber.
Timber?
For the stockade. Later on for houses. We'll need plenty. Well, man, what are you gawping at?
Would you mind telling me who got there first?
Why, the Lord, of course. It's him we have to thank for the trees, the streams. We'll bring water down, too, for irrigation.
We?
The Mormon Church.
I see.
Oh, you're back.
A receipt for my services cutting timber, which I'm about to present in exchange for food. You Mormons certainly fix it so nobody ever gets rich.
Food is worth its weight in gold at this point. Brigham Young put us on strict rations when he left.
He's gone?
Back east. To bring out another party in the spring. He made some other things rather plain, too, before he left. A single woman has no place in a community like this.
I quite agree.
I must select a husband.
That's easy. Marry me.
But you're not of our faith.
What difference does that make? I love you and you love me.
But you don't understand. Our laws are very strict.
All right, then. We'll move on to California. I've got plenty of money, and there's lots more where this came from.
Why do you always think you can buy whatever you want? It isn't a question of money. But these are my people. I belong here.
How can we get around them, then?
There's only one way. You join the church.
Me? Become a Mormon? Never.
I didn't realize you felt that strongly about it.
I'm sorry, but I just can't go along with all these things you Mormons believe in. These signs and miracles and revelations. They're ridiculous.
Then I'll marry someone who does.
Who? Not that old blue-nosed Brother Lorenzo. He's old enough to be your father. Judith, you couldn't love him.
Brother Lorenzo's a fine man. And I respect him.
You don't know anything at all about love. But I could teach you.
How dare you, you infidel! I hate you, I despise you. I don't ever want to see you again.
You won't. I'm packing up and pulling out of here today. Shaking the dust of you Mormons off my feet forever. All I need is enough supplies to last me till I get to Fort Bridger. I'll pay you well.
We don't want your money.
Stop telling me that. This once, you've got to take it.
But we do need you. We're facing privations, hunger, dangers we know nothing about. We need all the help we can get till this year's crops are in.
Then I have no choice.
You've ridden along on our coattails this far, Brother Reeves. You can't run out on us now.
Seems to me she ought to be on her feet by now.
These low fevers, hang on.
She's been sick all winter. 3 times I've posted our marriage bans, and each time she's had a relapse.
You can't go against nature.
That soup you're making ought to put strength into her. Has a powerful smell.
It's a piece of buffalo hide quilt. I scraped the hair off of and boiled up.
Ah, Reeves.
I brought you some more firewood.
Thank you very much.
You're just the fellow I wanted to see, Brother James.
What for?
The church has given me a consignment of lumber at last to build my new house. Our new house. And your services to help build it.
My services?
I'd like to get started at once so it'll be ready to move into after we're married.
Why the devil should I build your house?
You haven't a word to say about it, brother, as long as you're a member of this community. The lumber will be delivered to my lot tomorrow morning. I'll see you there.
Brigham Young will be gratified with what we've accomplished during his absence. A score of babies born, more than 100 houses built, crops planted, and first grain heading up.
Just in time to save us all from starvation.
I knew we'd make out.
Look, there's another. Look, the sky's full of them.
Quick, to the fields, before they attack our craft! Round up everybody. Tell them to bring rakes, shovels, anything they can fight with.
Where is that God of yours now, who brought us to this promised land?
You mustn't lose faith, Jim.
I never had it. How right I was. A lot of good your preaching and praying and singing has done you.
It's the only thing left for us now. Pray. Sisters and brethren, let us all unite in prayer.
Is he crazy stopping to pray at a time like this? Old fool.
Almighty God, look down upon these thy children, we beseech thee.
Hear our prayer.
We have worked hard and endured much, O Lord, to build a kingdom here. where we could worship thee according to our lights and preach thy gospel.
Judith, you look so tired, so worn.
Pray, Jim, pray.
Rid us of these varmints, Lord.
Even as thou didst rid the land of Egypt of its plague of locusts in the days of Moses.
Save this land. Don't let these people starve. Not for myself, but for her, O Lord. Amen.
We ask it in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
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 Seagulls! They can't be. Here in the middle of the desert?
They're coming down.
Look! They're after the crickets! They're devouring them!
They're eating them. They're eating them.
It's a miracle.
Yes, straight from heaven. Thank you, Lord. No man could live through such an experience and not come to believe.
If it's done that for you, then it was worth all we went through.
The first time in my life I ever prayed for something, instead of trying to buy it.
You've come a long way, Jim.
You don't know how far. I've always been a fake.
I don't believe that.
It's true. Instead of going after the real thing, I settle for imitations. Cheap counterfeit.
I'm real.
Judith, is there any hope for me?
Miracles have happened.
In Temple Square, Salt Lake City, is this monument to a seagull. The only monument in the United States in honor of a bird. It's a state crime out there to kill a seagull. For to this day, whenever the scourge of crickets threatens, the seagulls are ready and waiting to save the crops of Utah.
ড্রেস চেঞ্জ করতেছিস? চেঞ্জ করিস না, চল একটা টিকটক বানাই। টিকটক? হ্যাঁ টিকটক, চল। স্যার নর্মাল আছে প্রেশার, নিচেরটা 80, উপরটা আছে 120। ঠিক।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
খামটা দে।
স্যার এটা কি আশ্চর্য দেখছিস, 1000 টাকা দিল প্রেশার মাপতে। তাও তুই জানিস উনি কে? উনি শহরে অনেক বড় ধনী লোক। এমন কোনো মসজিদ মাদ্রাসা নাই যে উনি দান করেন নাই। এমনকি আমাদের এই হাসপাতালেও ওনার চ্যারিটি হেল্প ছিল। ও ভালো লোক। ড্রেস চেঞ্জ করতেছিস? চেঞ্জ করিস না, চল একটা টিকটক বানাই। টিকটক? হ্যাঁ টিকটক, চল। ঠিক আছে, এই ড্রেসটা পরবো, এটা পর।
আচ্ছা, আপনি ওই দিন আপনার আম্মার সামনে আমার লগে এরকম ব্যবহার করছেন কেন?
আমার ইচ্ছে হয়েছে আমি করছি, আর আমার পিছে ঘুরে লাভ নেই।
কেন? আমি আপনার ভালোবাসি না, করবো না কেন?
বেহায়া মেয়ে রে বাবা, তোমার তো আমি ক্লিয়ার করে বলছি যে আমি তোমার বিয়ে করবো না।
আরে আপনার আম্মাই তো আমার পছন্দ করছো, তো আপনি শাদি করবেন না কেন?
তাহলে তারই বিয়েটা করো।
জি জি জি, আস্তাগফিরুল্লাহ, কি কইতাছেন? আমি আপনার আম্মারে কেন শাদি করব? তো আপনারা শাদি করুন, আর আপনি যদি আমার শাদি না করছেন তাহলে কয়ে দিলাম ব্লেড দিয়ে আপনার নাম আমার হাতে লিখুন।
তোমার যা ইচ্ছা তুমি তাই করো, আমি একদমই ভয় পাই না। আগের বার মাইনে নিছি, খেলা ছিল দেখা, এটা খেলা না, এটা আমার জীবন। আমি জীবন নিয়ে ছেলে খেলা করতে পারবো না।
আমি হাঁচা হাঁচা কইতেছি, আমি কিন্তু ব্লেড দিয়ে
হাতে পায়ে গলায় মুখে সব জায়গায় যেখানে ইচ্ছা সেখানে লেখো, ইংরেজি বাংলা ফার্সি যেটাতে পারো সেটাতেই লেখো, আমার কিচ্ছু যায় আসে না।
আপনার আমি শেষবারের মতো কইতেছি, আপনার আর বেশি সময় দিব না, শুধুমাত্র 12 ঘন্টা সময় দিলাম। এই 12 ঘন্টার মধ্যে আপনি আপনার মত বদলাইবেন, নাহলে কইলাম আমি হাঁচায় ব্লেড দিয়ে আপনার নাম লিখে ফেলাম, আমার কেউ আটকাইতে পারবো না।
আরামসে তুমি সিগারেট টানো, বুঝো নাই শান্তিতে, আর ওদিক দিয়ে কাম সারছে।
আরে শুনোস না, ওই মেয়ে তো ডেঞ্জারাস একটা ঘটনা ঘটায় ফেলছে। লেট দিয়ে হাত কাটছে, এখন কি গো মামা?
ওই মেয়েটা
বস কি মামা? হাত
কেন? ওই মেয়ের তোর কোনো কথা হয়েছিল?
কালকে রাত্রেবেলা বাসার সামনে এসে দাঁড়াইছিল, আমার 12 ঘন্টার আলটিমেটাম দিছে।
এই কিসের আলটিমেটাম দিছে রে? হ্যাঁ,
আরে ওই বিয়াতে রাজি না হইলে কি জানি।
এই কথা তুই আগে কবি না।
আরে আমি কি বুঝছি নাকি?
আরে না বাবার কি আছে, বুঝোস না, মেয়েটা তো ডেঞ্জারাস। এখন যদি কিছু হয়ে যায় মামা, আমাকে তো পুলিশে ধরে নিয়ে যাবে।
আমি কি করছি?
ও আমি কি করছি কিছু জানো না? না ওই বেটা আইনার মারপে জানো, জীবনে তো থানায় তুই যাস্তে জানবি কেন? থানায় আমি গেছি জানি। ফোন যে কোনো হলে আত্মহত্যা প্ররোচনকারী যেই হোক না কেন, তার নাম যদি একবার থানায় গিয়ে কয় মামা, তাহলে তার খবর আছে। এখন তুই কি করবি তুই চিন্তা করে দেখ।
কি করছে সব? এই লাইলি বাইচা আছে তো?
হ্যাঁ শুনলাম, ও তো বাইচা আছে।
কোন হসপিটাল আছে? আমি যাই একটু দেখা করে আসি।
হসপিটালে যাই দেখা করে, হসপিটাল থাকলে এতক্ষণ তুমি চৈত শিকার ভিত্তি থাকলা, বুঝো নাই? আর তুমি যাই হয়তো বাসায় আছে। এই তুই কি ওর বাসায় যাবি?
তুই যাবি মামা?
হায় রে খোদা, তুমি আইছো, আমি জানতাম তুমি আইবা। আমি লাইলে রে কইছি তুমি আসবা। চ্যাংরা হও আর রক্ত গরম হও, মানুষ তো, তোমার মনের ভিতরে সেই প্রেমটা আছে।
আচ্ছা আমি লাইলির সাথে একটু দেখা করবো।
লাইলির সাথে দেখা করবা?
কেমন আছে ও?
আছে বাবা, আসো আসো, তোমার আমি একটু দেখা করাতে আসো।
এইসব কি?
প্লেট দিয়ে তোমার নাম লিখছি, বানান ঠিক আছে?
একদম ঠিক আছে। কিন্তু কি বলো বাইক না, ভালো হয়েছে না? আমি কিন্তু লাইলিতে কইছিলাম যে লাইলি একটা ছবি তুইলা ওরা পাঠাই দে। ভাই কইছে যে না, কিছু জিনিস আছে এগুলো ছবি তুলে পাঠালে সঠিকভাবে দেখা যায় না, সামনাসামনি দেখতে হয়। এর লেগে তো এতক্ষণ ধরে তোমার জন্য অপেক্ষা করতেছি।
এইসব পাগলামির কোনো মানে আছে?
আছে না, তোমার আমি শাদি করব, তুমি আমার শাদি করবা, করবা না?
এই তুমি কি আমার বলদ পাইছো? বলদ এই পাশে দাঁড়ানো লোকটার মতো।
নিলয়, তুমি আমার মামার নিয়ে কি করতেছো?
আমি বলবো তুমি শুনবা। মানে এই যদি তোমার হাত কাটার নমুনা হয়, হ্যাঁ আমি জানলে আমি জীবনেও আসতাম না। আর যদি হাত সত্যি সত্যি কাটতাও তাও আসতাম না, কোনো লাভই হইতো না। আমি তোমারে বিয়ে করব না। তোমার মতো মেয়ের সাথে শুধুমাত্র মজা নেওয়া যায়, বাড়ির বউ করা যায় না। তোমার মধ্যে ওই রকম কোনো এলিমেন্টই নাই।
তুমি একটু বেশি বেশি করতেছো না?
এই মাঝখান দিয়ে ঢুকে গেলেন? হ্যাঁ, সাদে কি আপনার মানুষে হাবলু কয়? এর লেগে আপনার হাবলু কয়। কারণ ঢুকছেন যখন, তখন আমারে না বুঝায় আপনার এই ড্রামাবাজ ভাগ্নিরা বুঝান। আমি ওরে বিয়ে করব না, আমি মরে গেলে ওরে বিয়ে করব না। মানে নিজের তো কোনো মান সম্মান নাই, পরিবারের মান সম্মানটা যদি খোয়াইতে না চাও তাহলে এসব বন্ধ করো। সবার সামনে অপমান করবো নাহলে।
থাক ভাগ্নি, তুই কষ্ট পাইস না। হয়তো তোরা বুঝতে পারে নাই, আর যেদিন বুঝতে পারবো ওই কান্দা বুক চাপলাইব, তখন বুঝবো যে কি জিনিস হারাইছি। তুই কান্দিস না ভাগ্নি, একদম কান্দিস না। তুই থাক, আমি আইতাছি, দেখতেছি।